Hello, I'm Rachel Patterson, published author of several books on the craft and also elder of the Kitchen Witch online school of witchcraft. I'd like to share with you today one of my books. This is Kitchen Witch's World of Magical Food. Not a book full of recipes, although there are a handful of seasonal recipes in there. It's more a book about how to work with food as a magical ingredient. Just the same as you would with magical herbs. You're probably familiar with working with herbs for medicine pouches, witches, bottles, candle magic, that sort of thing. You can do exactly the same with the food in your kitchen cupboards and your fridge. Work with them with a magical intent, and this book tells you how to. It also includes quite an extensive list of ingredients with magical correspondences, bit of mythology, bit of history about them, and it also includes the magic of tea, which is what I'd like to read to you today. You can tell I used this book. It's got lots of post-it notes in it. It's one of my reference guides, my go-to. Although I wrote it, I have a brain like a sieve, so I don't actually remember everything, so I have to use it as a reference. So I would like to read to you about the magic of tea. We all know that blissful moment of putting our feet up at the end of a hard day and sipping a hot cup of soothing tea. Relaxing, calming, and apparently the answer to every situation. Have a cup of tea, it will make you feel better. But tea can also be extremely magical, especially if you create the blends yourself and tie them in with your magical intent. I have a beautiful teapot that has a built-in infuser, but you can get small metal infusers for individual cups of tea, and these are brilliant for popping your tea blends into, or just use a normal teapot and a strainer. You will want to use one of these methods, otherwise you'll be spitting bits of herb and spice out. I think there is something very magical about the whole process of making tea, especially if you make a bit of an effort. Rather than just throwing a tea bag into a cup and filling it up, it can become a small ritual in itself. The Japanese have a tea ceremony called chenoyu, if I pronounced that right, sado or ocha. The whole event, from preparation to serving and drinking the tea, often a green tea called matcha, is a part of the ritual. It isn't all about drinking the tea, it is about the care and attention that goes into it, and the serving of it and the appreciation. The Japanese tea ceremony is for creating relaxation, communication if you're serving for guests, connections with your surroundings and the elements, to create harmony, but ultimately the aim is to make that deep spiritual connection that you get from drinking the tea in silent contemplation. Almost as if the process from preparation, serving and drinking is all part of a ritual to send you into a meditative spiritual state. The Japanese tea ceremony philosophy is one of harmony, respect, purity and tranquility. I like to take the idea of the Japanese tea ceremony and make it a very magical one. This is easily done and can involve whole ritual process of casting a circle, calling the quarters, and even requesting the presence of deity if you so wish. But it can also just be very simple and run along the lines of casting a spell or simply spending time in meditation. Create your space, the ambience and the setting. This could just be sitting in your garden or at your kitchen table. But maybe put a vase of fresh flowers on the table and a nice tablecloth. You could put on some nice plinky-plonky meditation music if you're indoors. Select your tea blend, and there are huge amounts of fantastic herbal blends in the shops, but herbal teas are also super easy to make yourself using herbs and spice you have in your kitchen or your garden. The book actually includes a whole list of suggestions. I'm not going to read them all because you'd fall asleep. Your usual cup of black tea has magical properties itself and is good for bringing courage and strength. But you can also use it as the base for tea blends if you don't fancy the herbal ones on their own. If the taste of herbal tea on its own makes your face twist up in disgust, you can try adding a teaspoon of honey to sweeten the blend. And if you really can't stand the taste of a blend, don't waste it if you've already bought it. Use the tea bags in a magical floor wash. Experiment with your own ingredients. Go with your instincts, have fun, and be creative with it. Take some time to think about the blend you want and the magical intent you need. Then, as you pour the boiling water onto the herbs and spices, visualize your goal, desire, or wish being activated by the water. Allow the herbs to steep for about 5 minutes. Take this time to clear your thoughts, to ground, and to center. When you are ready, pour the tea into a nice cup. I prefer a china cup for tea, but that's just me. You might prefer a big old builder's tea mug. Hold the cup up and take a whiff of the scent as the steam rises from the cup. Take deep breaths in and then sip. Allow the hot tea to connect with your inner being. Allow it to flow and bring the energy it has to your body, mind, and total being. Enjoy a few moments of utter peace and calming bliss. Allow the world to carry on around you, leaving you to your own personal space and inner thoughts. Once you have finished your tea, return the used spices, tea leaves and herbs to Mother Earth, either via your garden or your compost heap. And of course, if you have a nice slice of cake to go with your cuppa, so much the better.